The Mulembe community has to move as one to the ballot in August 9th. Will you suggest Musalia Mudavadi as the presidential candidate, and maybe why?
He is at the forefront just now. To find and nurture another presidential candidate within the remaining season is rather difficult. I was always of the opinion that in the country and in the communities, you don't destroy the leaders that you have. They may have certain weaknesses, but you don't destroy them. Whether that leader is Raila Odinga or William Ruto, Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka, you don't destroy them. You can point out some of their failings, but you must spare them to survive, because to grow another Mudavadi, regardless of how so useless you think he is, will take you another 15, 20 years. You're not just going to have a person who comes up with the name recognition, with the kind of assets, political assets, wide national appeal, such as he has. And he has the national appeal. Forget about what the naysayers may say about him. What has not been done is to put in place a strategic agenda, a formula that then makes him dash to the forefront. So you can position him. He's certainly a unifying figure. I said of Raila Odinga and William Ruto that they are polarizing. Raila Odinga is not just a polarizing figure, he's a frightful figure. He's a frightening figure. I can sit here in Luyaland and talk about Musalia Mudavadi. I can criticize him and know that I will sleep in my house peacefully. I'll go and walk in a Manyudia peacefully and come back home. You can't do the same of Raila Odinga in Luoland if you are from that community. And you saw even in Kakamega yesterday, they were coming up with a bit of that brand of politics, where Caleb Amisi was telling us that he's going to beat us up if we do not support Raila Odinga. He's saying tutawanyorosha. And George Aladwa is telling us that he's going to beat us up. That is a very frightening politician. And we must ask ourselves the question, people who tell us they are going to beat us up before they have gotten into power, what are they going to do to us once they get into power? William Ruto is a frightening figure. Yeah? He's also a frightful figure. I don't need to elaborate. Musalia Mudavadi is a peace-loving individual, and the country could do with those kinds of politics. We cannot live on this toxic, high-voltage, visceral hate leadership from the beginning of one presidential tenure to its end, and the start of the next one up to its end. We must have a different conversation. And that is where people like Musalia Mudavadi come in. For them to get there, they must also cobble together a campaign formula that helps people to wake up to this. There are very many Kenyans today, my brother, who will tell you, I don't even want to vote. Because of the experience they have had in the past. There are many people in this country today whose composure is waning. The more we move towards August of this year, they are wondering whether they are going to see the same things that they saw in 2007, 2008, 2013, 2017, 2018. Because even as Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga have come together, they have opened up a new war front. And the same kind of violence that we saw in the past can still overtake us this year. So Kenyans will be asking, who are the alternative leaders? And the alternative leaders must stand up to be counted. They should not sit there and wait for Uhuru Kenyatta to say, ati huyu ndio ninataka.